With more than 1 million units sold worldwide, it is safe to say that the NX is a big success for Lexus. However, the current model is becoming really outdated, and especially the infotainment system is just, well, pretty terrible. Luckily, there's a new NX. I'm standing next to it, and 95% of all components on this car are brand new. And on this new NX, you actually get a pretty impressive infotainment system. So 95% of all components on this car are brand new. However, the front end of this car still looks a little bit like the outgoing model. The rear end, however, is completely different. And this new NX marks a new era for Lexus. This car has the latest design language, which you can especially see here on the back end of the car. And you will see this on a lot of new Lexus models. And the front of the car, it still looks a little bit like the outgoing model. The grille is a little bit different. You get a new pattern on the grille. And the daylight running lights are also new. You still get the lightning bolt, but it is now more integrated in the headlights. And the door handles on this new NX are actually pretty special. They don't look anything special. You don't get like flush door handles, but they seem to be stuck. You can't really open the door by pulling on these door handles. So you might wonder, how do you open these doors? Well, in fact, there's a little button just behind the door handle, and if you press it, the door will automatically open, and then you only have to give the door a little pull and then the door will open. It's the same on the inside. There's not a door handle, there's just a little button. You just press it and the door will automatically open, and you just give a little push and then the door is open. Now this system is called e-latch, and sometimes it actually doesn't work. Sometimes when you park the car, you press the button to open the door and the door won't open. Now that's not because the e-latch system isn't working or the door is broken, but that's because the e-latch system is connected to the blind spot monitor of this car. So if the system sees a car or a bike coming your way, it won't allow you to open the door, so you won't hit it. But if there's some sort of emergency and you really want to open the door, you can just put a little bit more force behind it and then the door will actually open. Like I said in the beginning of this video, the rear end of this car is completely different compared to the rear end that you get on the outgoing model. There are two things that really stand out here at the back. One is you don't get the Lexus badge anymore here. The Lexus L logo is gone. Instead of that, you get Lexus written out in full. Which is really a big trend that you see on a lot of modern cars nowadays. And two is the rear lights. They're completely new, of course, and they're connected with this light bar in the middle, which is also a big trend nowadays. Now there's one more thing that is kind of new and kind of special here in the back, and that's that the electric tailgate now opens in 4 seconds, which is twice as fast as the electric tailgate would open on the previous model, and it is pretty fast for an electric tailgate anyway. So let's start the clock, and there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd say that checks out. So cargo space, you get 445 liters here in the back. Of course, you can fold down the rear seats in 60/40 configuration, and then you get a little bit more than 1400 liters. Now in the plug-in hybrid and hybrid version, you also get a little bit of extra storage here under the false floor. And in the plug-in hybrid version, this is the ideal place to leave your charging cables. The main competitors of this Lexus NX are cars like the BMW X3 and the Volvo XC60. Now those are all fairly big cars, just as this car is, and you can really tell here in the back, because I've got plenty of space. I'm 1.80 meters and my knees aren't hitting the seat in front of me at all. I can also put my feet under the seat easily, and I've got plenty of headroom left as well. Now of course you also get an armrest here in the middle. You even get heated seats here in the back as well. Some air vents, USB-C ports, 2 of them, and a 12-volt outlet as well. And you also get some nice wooden trim in the doors. Everybody kind of agrees that the infotainment system on the outgoing Lexus NX was pretty terrible. Now Lexus did listen to that criticism, and they kind of overcompensated now, because now you get a really great infotainment system. As standard, you get a 10-inch infotainment screen here, but you can also get this 14-inch infotainment screen, which I would always get because it looks very good. It's, well, very big, almost like a small laptop screen, like a MacBook screen. It's just really fast. It's up there with like a Tesla infotainment system, or the new Google Automotive, or the Android Automotive that Volvo uses. Even if you open like the navigation map, which usually is a little bit slow in most cars, even sometimes in a Tesla, if you just zoom out, it instantly zooms out, or if you zoom in, just swipe a little bit, it just works very fast. Also with the menus, if you open a menu, it just immediately opens. There's not too much sub-menus, which I like, so you don't have to look too much on the screen while you're driving. And they also kept a couple of physical buttons, which I also very much appreciate. Basically, they kept the 3 most important buttons, or dials. They kept 2 for setting the temperature, here on the right side and here on the left side. And of course, the volume knob here in the middle. So I would say Lexus has found the best combination of digital interface and physical dials. Now, of course, you can also connect your phone with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and you don't need any physical cables for that because you can all do that wirelessly. Now, here in the front, there's also 2 USB ports as well. So in total, you get 4 USB ports in the entire car. And you can also charge your phone here wirelessly here in the front. And you can also get the Lexus app on your phone, which you can use to remotely turn on the air conditioning or the heating. And you can also check the charge levels of your battery if you have the hybrid or the plug-in hybrid version of the Lexus NX. And basically the rest of the interior is, as you might expect in a Lexus, very nice to look at, very nice to touch, and all very put well together. Alright, driving the new Lexus LX. Now, of course, you can get multiple motor options. The base level cars have a 4-cylinder, 2.5 4-cylinder producing 199 horsepower. If you go 1 level up, you get a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder, but that one is turbocharged, producing 279 horsepower. Now, the more interesting models may be the hybrid versions and the plug-in hybrid versions, depending on where you live. I'm driving the 350h version, H stands for hybrid, and this car has a 2.4 4-cylinder as well, and also an electric motor, and this car has a total system output of 242 horsepower. Now, the top model of this NX is actually a plug-in hybrid version, the first plug-in hybrid in the history of Lexus. That car also has the 2.5 4-cylinder and an electric motor also in the back. And that powertrain has a total system output of 306 horsepower. So that's definitely the most fun car to drive. That car will do 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in only 6 seconds, which is really fast. And this hybrid version I'm driving right now does it in 7.7 seconds, which is also definitely not slow. Now, of course, the main difference between the plug-in hybrid and this hybrid version that I'm driving is that the plug-in hybrid has a way bigger battery. The battery pack is located in the bottom floor of the car and not in the cargo space like you see with a lot of plug-in hybrids, meaning that you get the same amount of cargo space in this hybrid version as well as in the plug-in hybrid version. The car has an 18 kilowatt hour battery and can do around 60 kilometers of pure electric driving. It's actually the same powertrain that you also get in the Toyota RAV4 plug-in hybrid and the Suzuki Cross plug-in hybrid as well. And the driving experience itself is very comfortable. This may be the first plug-in hybrid of Lexus. Of course, the drivetrain has already proven itself. You can't really notice it when the engines are switching power. Now, of course, you can notice the difference between the electric motor with its instant torque and the gas engine. But when one stops and the other starts, you don't feel like a little bump or anything. It just works really well. And of course, the electric motors provide instant torque, which you can really notice, especially in the plug-in hybrid version. It makes that version really exciting, very fast indeed. 6 seconds, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour is not bad at all. You can feel the extra weight that the car has. Of course, the NX is not a small, nimble car. But again, with the instant torque, it is actually quite a fun car to drive. I drove it earlier this morning because now I'm driving the hybrid version. But earlier today, I had to go in the plug-in hybrid version. And I really had a lot of fun driving that plug-in hybrid. But of course, this isn't the car you buy to do a lot of sporty driving. This is more just a very comfortable cruiser. And I have to say, especially with the plug-in hybrid powertrain and with this infotainment system that I really like, this is by far the best Lexus NX. So that's it for this video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next one.